Understand your strengths and weakness. This I find so fascinating. None of you are exactly the same. Of course not. Probably good, isn't it? So we have teachers very expressive and very bubbly and outgoing, and they come into the classroom with all the pizzazz, and they just love life and love students. And those of us who are not exactly that way look with some jealousy on those teachers, right? And there's other teachers who are more stoic, disciplined, and those who are on the outgoing side look with jealousy on those well-disciplined, well-mannered people who don't get themselves in trouble nearly as often. I think it's worth some time. What are your strengths? What kind of a teacher are you? Are you an academic teacher? Wow. Why do they teach school? Because they love the books. They love learning, studying, and then they enjoy, of course, teaching and imparting that. But the students are there, good, glad to have an audience, but boy, do I ever love to study. I'm fascinated with information. Other teachers are quite so on the other end. They're the relational. I love children. I love being with children, and you know what? Teach school. That's where you can be with children and get paid. Sort of. There's maybe also fitting in there somewhere the creative teacher or the stylistic teacher. They just love a place where they can have a theme. And that's sort of their thing. Yeah, teach the books. Yeah, okay, whatever. And yeah, children, but boy, I just love my room. I love the decor. I love bulletin boards and posters, and I love the creativeness. Guess what? You're all good teachers. Don't try to be somebody else. Have you ever tried it? Don't try to be like another teacher. Oh, I didn't say don't learn, but don't try to emulate them and almost kind of reinvent who you are. That's no fun. You won't enjoy it very long, and you won't do well, and you won't even be like that other person. Be what God has created you to be. But think of the challenges that go along with your particular set of gifts. There is a range, folks, somewhere that works and doesn't work as a teacher. And so maybe bring in the edges would be one way of thinking about it. So the person who is a sanguine, I believe they're called, and they are high energy and like to talk a lot, and they're full of fun. We love those people, of course. But those of us who are that way are a little more undisciplined, right? If it wouldn't be for last minutes, we'd be in big trouble, right? And we forget a lot of things, and we make a lot of last-minute photocopies, and the art projects are planned up to the last minute. There's some of you out there, I can see it. Yeah. Well, don't say, well, that's who I am. That's just how I am. I hate planning ahead. I hate schedules and writing down lists of things. That just gets me all, befuddled, and I just, it's okay. It works. Well, you know what? It works, but it could work better maybe. Pull in the edges. Just insist on becoming more disciplined if that's where you are. And by the way, I tend to be on that edge of things. And my wife has helped me. I have better lists than I used to. Check things off. I write more things down and use lots of sticky notes, and it helps. But I've had to work hard at bringing that edge in of just a little more, I'll get by somehow. If you're the rather stoic teacher, have a hard time building relationships, and I've worked with teachers like this. Very academic, very disciplined, expect the same out of their students, studied well, the outlines are always done well, the syllabus is, well, there's challenges with that as well then, right? Winning the heart of the student. You would rather eat at your desk and page through your notes than eat with your students. Now, go eat with your students. Well, I don't know if they really want me to. Guess what? They probably do. Get that out of your heads. That your students don't like you anyhow, so they just, well, what can you do about that? Just learn to ask questions of your students. Just try to become comfortable around them when they go out and play volleyball or whatever they're playing. Younger students, whatever they all play. Just go out and be among them. Just be with them. Be accessible. And you'll find that can grow. You can learn to enjoy your students better. Please don't just say, well, that's who I am. I'm half scared of children. They intimidate me. Well, students intimidate me as well. It can be amazingly young students can be intimidating. Aren't you glad they don't know that? How intimidating they really can be? I don't think they know that. Bring the edges in. Say, no, wait a minute. This isn't going to be healthy. I'm going to need to learn to just relax, be among my students, ask good questions, and try to develop the ability to connect with your students. It does really matter. The creative teacher, kind of the same thing. Don't become obsessed with all of those things. They're great things to do. They're probably your energy is doing those things, but you need some energy to study. You need some energy to teach your classes well. You're not becoming a different person, but you're working out of who you are to try to expand where you can expand and bring in the edges. God bless you as you find your role as a teacher.